you represent and proceed with your testimony.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My name is Scott Turner. I am the Senior Chief Deputy District Attorney in the 5th Judicial District. And I'm here on behalf of myself, the 5th Judicial District, along with the support of the Attorney General's Office, the Colorado District Attorney's Council, and we haven't been able to track them down today, but this bill did have the support of COVA on the House side. But we haven't tracked them down today, so I can't officially say they're still with us on this today.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Up in the 5th Judicial District in 2010, we had a tragedy occur. A wonderful woman, who you will hear about later by the name of Vonnie was murdered on July 10th of that year. I'm sorry, July 7th of that year. It exposed a loophole in the system, a loophole which allowed her stalker, a gentleman who had been stalking her for several years, to immediately get out of jail, turn around without a restraining order, and 2 weeks later, shot and killed her in her driveway. Because of that loophole which was exposed, Senator Schwartz, along with Representative Hamner and myself, have been working on this amendment of the bill to resolve that situation by putting stalking on par with domestic violence cases and giving stalking victims the same protection that domestic violence victims have. And that's important in stalking because only about 25% of stalking victims at the time or had been in an intimate relationship with their stalker. So this bill protects 75% of the other stalking victims that are out there. Essentially what this bill does is once a police officer in his discretion feels that an arrest should be made for stalking, that defendant upon his arrest will be taken to jail and must stay in jail until he sees a judge. And once he sees a judge, then the district attorney's office and subsequently the victims will be notified, can appear and discuss the case with the judge, inform the judge of what they think is important, that the judge should know before setting bond. At that time, a protection order will issue, and the defendant will be advised of that protection order, and he must acknowledge that protection order on the record. And that's very important because that's not what happened in this case involving Vonnie Flores. The gentleman was arrested, he posted bond, got out within a couple hours before the district attorney's office, before the victims were ever notified of that, never got to address the court regarding the importance of what had been going on for the past several years, and no restraining order was issued at that time. The victim had to go and get a civil restraining order a couple of days later, and as indicated a couple weeks later, he went and shot and killed her. When this legislature initially passed the stalking bill, it made a legislative declaration finding how important the stalking bill is and how it affects victims and the danger of stalking behavior. And it specifically found that the stalking bill was being passed to encourage and authorize effective intervention before stalking can escalate to behavior that's more dangerous. Unfortunately, that's what happened here. It went from stalking behavior to an actual homicide. So along those lines that the legislature found, we're asking that this amendment to the stalking statute be passed to further protect the victims, further give them peace of mind.